Okay. Okay, we are live right now. Waiting for everyone to come on in. Hello, everyone. Hello. Hello, everyone. So we are currently dealing with the situation right now. This situation involves Cannon Air Force Base. Cool, TV updated. Cannon Air Force Base is currently in a shelter-in-place lockdown. They're currently in a shelter-in-place lockdown right now. We do know that there was a male suspect who entered the base with a firearm. He fired a single shot. And when he fired that single shot, he's reportedly also has suicidal ideation, meaning he wants to hurt himself. Currently, the active shelter in place is still in effect. Hello, Pawpaw, Angie. Hello. So the active shelter in place is still in effect. People are currently hiding from this. They did lose visual contact of the suspect at Cannon Air Force Base. They did lose contact with him, so they did request the New Mexico State Police to come in and also try to help search for the suspect. Again, this is at Cannon Air Force Base, where the 27th Special Operations Group is based out of. The Special Operations Group, the Maintenance Group, and the Mission Support Group is based out of Cannon Air Force Base. Again, they are still in an active shooter situation right now. This is in New Mexico. This is in Curry County, New Mexico, bringing you guys these live updates as they come in. Hello, Princess. Hello. So again, be sure to tap the follow and subscribe buttons if you're new here. I give you live breaking news information. How did he get on the Air Force Base? I could not tell you that. We don't have any confirmation as to how he got onto the base premise. Hello, Catherine. Hello. But we do have an active shooter situation occurring at Cannon Air Force Base as we speak. Hello, Connor and Rebecca. What's next? I have no idea. It looks like the sheriff's office is also involved in this right now. They are following active shooter protocol according to Captain Jackie Panowski, Chief of Public Affairs at the base. Clovis Police and SWAT team is on scene right now as well. They are clearing areas around the base golf course and the hospital. There's been apparently credible threats made by him because she said, "We are trying to locate a person who has made threats." There was one single gunshot fired. This is outside of Clovis, New Mexico, right at the Texas. It's not far from Amarillo, Texas. It's right there. I know this because for this, all the tornadoes we had this year was right at Clovis, which is on the state line of New Mexico and Texas. They are currently trying to find where this guy is right now. They're currently trying to find this guy. What we do know is that there was a male suspect who entered the base with a firearm. He made a single gunshot and apparently made threats. Well, he ran off and they can't find him right now. Well, D-Tom, the thing is, it's an active shooter protocol right now. You have a guy that made threats of doing harm to himself, which could also do harm to other people. He has a gun. That is an active shooter situation, whether you want to believe it or not. Right now, if you were to go on Cannon Air Force Base, that's being posted by the Air Force. This is an active shooter incident. You have a guy with a gun who's having mental crisis, and he's already fired the gun once. So that is a very serious situation, especially since there's kids on base, there's wives on base and stuff who can't defend themselves. That is an active shooter situation. Again, that's what we do know. That the Curry County Sheriff is there. We know the Clovis Police Department is there. In addition to Cannon SecFo, which is security forces. SecFo is there right now as well. They're trying to locate them. And this is involving Cannon Air Force Base in the Chavez housing complex. Right now, they are searching and clearing the base now, trying to locate and find him. The lost visual contact of the suspect. Again, this is outside of Clovis, New Mexico, right at the New Mexico and Texas state line. Yeah, well, D-Tom, the thing is, anyone in a mental health crisis can pose, if they're threatening to pose a threat to themselves, they'll easily pose threat to someone else as well. That's why this is a active shooter situation, and that's why it's an active shooter protocol in effect right now. Hello, Preacher. Hello, Preacher. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So again, this is an active situation that we have ongoing right now. This is coming out of New Mexico, right at the Texas and New Mexico state line. It's possible, yes. It is possible, Jessica. Yes, it's possible. So again, we have this situation as unfolding right now. This is where the 27th Special Operations Group is based out of with the C-130s. Thank you, Jessica. Thank you very much. Again, this is a very fluid and active situation, what we have going on. And so, let's see here. Let's see here. And this is what was being posted up on their thing here. I'm gonna bring it up for you guys. Give me 1 second here, though. Here we go. And so this is what they posted up on their feed right now. This is what they posted up on their feed here. It says, attention on base, real world, seek shelter immediately until further notice, shelter in place. And this was posted by Cannon Air Force Base. What's up, DJ? How you doing, DJ? Hello, hello, hello. So this is what we have happening right now as we speak. They are currently trying to locate him as we speak. Again, this is near Clovis, New Mexico, right outside of Amarillo, Texas. This is at the New Mexico and Texas state line outside of Clovis at the Cannon Air Force Base. As you can see here, they sent out mass text messages. They also made these posts on social media from the official account saying that tension on base, real world, so it's not an exercise. Seek shelter immediately until further notice. Shelter in place. There was a report of an active shooter situation at Cannon Air Force Base where the 27th Special Operations Group is based out of. Now, what we do know is that he is on base. He fired a single shot and he made threats to harm himself. He did fire his gun. No one was injured during that, but the police lost contact. They lost visual contact. SecFo, security forces, they don't know where he's at. They don't know where he's at. If you're new here, guys, hit that follow button. Hit that follow button if you are new here. And I'm live on YouTube. Be sure to come over and hit subscribe on YouTube as well. Bringing you guys the latest information live. Lots of information coming in here, guys. Lots of information. Trying to sift through it all right now. This is at Cannon Air Force Base. You can see behind me here, Cannon Air Force Base. There's an active shelter in place. They do know that a male with a gun is on the base. He made threats to harm himself, credible threats, and he fired his gun, and now they can't find him. He is now AWOL, basically. So he's on the base now. You have the local sheriff, you have the local police, you have SecFo, which is the Air Force's MP version called Security Forces. You have SecFo, and they're currently doing a search of the base trying to find where he is. This is near Clovis, New Mexico. Near Clovis, New Mexico at the state line of Texas. It's just outside of Amarillo. Again, if you guys are new here, hit that follow button. Tap that follow button. I give you guys live breaking news updates and severe weather information. Again, this is Cannon Air Force Base. Tim, thank you for the follow. Dakota, thank you for the follow as well. Chris, thank you for the follow. Amber Kruger, thank you for the follow as well. User, I see everyone hitting that follow and share button. Thank you, Sonia. Tyler, much appreciated. Much appreciated. A Hunter Racing, what's up? Nice hair, thank you. Yeah, it's not the best. It's not the best, bud. Lizette, how's Lizette? How you doing? Hey, Lindsay. What's up, Linz? What's up? Chauncey, thank you for the follow. Keith, thank you. Again, guys, we have an active shooter situation at Cannon Air Force Base. Share this live. Get this message out here. We have an active shooter situation coming out of Cannon Air Force Base. Again, I'm live on YouTube as well. Gypsy, thank you. Be sure to hit the YouTube link in my bio. Come on over and drop a subscribe over on YouTube. You get instant notifications of when breaking news is happening there. Plus, it's free. It's absolutely free. Where is this? Cannon Air Force Base outside Clovis, New Mexico, guys. I will try to pull it up here for you. I will try my best to pull it up for you. Give me 1 second here, and I'll be able to pull this up and show you guys, for those who are wondering where exactly this is. So, okay. So, this is Cannon Air Force Base, guys. This is Cannon Air Force Base. So, it's fairly big here. It is definitely fairly big. There we go. So, as you can see here, it's outside of Texas. Texas is here. It's right on that state line, like I was telling you guys. It's right on that state line. It's right outside of Amarillo, because Amarillo and Lubbock, it's like right in between Amarillo and Lubbock. And then on the west side, you have Albuquerque, New Mexico. Is that an airport? Yes, it is an Air Force base. This is where they have Osprey, they have C-130s. They have quite a bit. And it's right outside of Clovis is the big thing I really want people to stress, because it is outside of Clovis. Now, Clovis was big for storm season this year, but Clovis is right there. It's also where one of the National Weather Service satellite centers are. But this is what we are working with right now, giving you guys the latest information as to what exactly is happening and occurring. Try my best here to give you the most up-to-date information possible here. There we go. Again, this is Clovis, outside of Clovis, New Mexico. Matt, Canada. Oh, don't get started on good old Matt. Again, guys, be sure to hit that follow button. If you're new here, tap that follow button. I give you guys live breaking news information, severe weather information, such as tornadoes, hurricanes, blizzards, stuff like that. Lenny, thank you. Thank you, Lenny, very much for that. Thank you, Lenny. Mr. P, thank you for the follow as well. Edgar, hello, hello, hello. Again, guys, we have the information coming in now. This was what was being issued out to everyone. I'm going to see if we have any new updates. Lots of stuff occurring as we speak. So this apparently is occurring at the hospital on base. It's supposedly occurring at the hospital on base. And as stated, it was supposedly someone possibly with a mental health crisis. The thing that I want people to really understand is someone with a gun and a mental health crisis poses a risk to everyone who can't defend themselves. While some people may think that this is isolated to him just wanting to commit suicide, you have to really understand that people can really snap just like that. It's the human body. And that is why they are taking this seriously. It's fine, Catherine. It's fine. It's fine. Hello, Rogue. How are you, Rogue? Hello, hello, hello. But again, the big thing that you need to really understand is it's someone with a gun. It's someone with a firearm who is having a mental health crisis and is now on run that they cannot find. So that's a big, big thing that you have to really understand. I'm getting some video, photos and videos here from people who are on the base with the SecFo forces out there right now. SecFo is out looking as well. So again, there is lots of stuff that's happening. It's a very fluid situation. Oh, hey, Linz. Hello, hello. Lots of information coming in here, guys. This was reportedly at the hospital on base. I don't delete anything, guys. TikTok, my hands are off. TikTok and my mods handle all my chats. I don't touch anyone in the chats. That is all TikTok's AI bot, in addition to my mods. Guys, tap that follow button, giving you guys live breaking news updates. Again, they issued a statement here that there is a shelter in place. They've issued the shelter in place notification and originally stated that there was an active shooter. Now, what we do know is that there was a male on base. There was a guy. He was reportedly having a mental health crisis and has made credible threats about harming himself and possibly others, which is why they issued the shelter-in-place notification. This is outside of Clovis, New Mexico, guys. This is outside of Clovis, New Mexico. I want to stress, fluid situations, things can rapidly change. I know a lot of people will come back hours later and say, well, it was exactly this. This is what happened. You have to look at it at the circumstance right now. You can't come back 24 hours later and try to correct someone. Because in an active fluid situation such as this, there is a lot that can change. D-Tom, it's public information. You can easily Google whatever you want. You can easily see that I am not the only one reporting on this right now. It's not an exercise. This is real world. If you want to argue, my mods will just ban you. That's how we roll around here. We don't have time to argue. I am an independent journalist. I don't have time to bicker with people in chat. You just get banned. It's easy as that. And again, this is happening right now. If you guys are smart enough to Google, you'll see exactly what I am saying is valid and true. Tay, it's not a fake alarm. They issued this. It's real world. It's not a fake alarm. Don't be saying that in chat because it's definitely not true. It is definitely not true. This is straight from Cannon Air Force Base. You see that? It's on their official account here. It's real world. It is not an exercise. Exactly, Jenna. Yes, SecFo is searching right now. SecFo is searching, yes. Again, I am reporting what the base is reporting. I am reporting what base is reporting. Feel free to Google. You'll see exactly what I'm saying is being reported elsewhere. SecFo, Security Forces, SecFo, S-E-C-F-O, SecFo. It's the United States Air Force's version of military police. 3 Echo 9 X-ray to be exact. Not SecFo. It is SecFo. It is. I was actually supposed to go in as 3 Echo 9 X-ray. I know what SecFo is. I know what SecFo is. Well, I call it SecFo. I call it SecFo. SecFo is one of the first to actually be deployed to the hot zone and set up your hot, cold, and warm zones for deployment. Hence why I wanted to go SecFo. This is outside of Clovis, New Mexico, guys. This is outside of Clovis, New Mexico. Reportedly, a man is having a mental crisis and has made threats. He also reportedly does have a gun, which is why the base has issued a real world shelter in place. It's not security forces, it's SECFO. It is SECFO. If you guys really want to bitch about it, feel free. It is SECFO, and I call it SECFO. Do you go up and say, hello, Mr. Military Police Officer? Or you say, hey, what's up, MP? Trust me, I'm not an idiot. I know. I was a military brat. In clarifying, no one has been shot. Correct. No one has been shot. There's no reports of anyone being shot. I see some people talking about that. And the thing is, the suspect has fled. He is on the run. Guys, tap that follow button if you're new here. I provide live breaking news information in severe weather. Exactly, Domins, yes. Maybe they thought they'd fight the war here instead of the Middle East. Oh, Shiloh. Again, guys, be sure to tap the share button. Tap the share and follow button. I'm also live on YouTube. Come on over and subscribe on YouTube. It's free. It gives you instant notifications of when we go live for events like this. TikTok, unfortunately, does limit how many push notifications they do send out. So be sure to come on over to YouTube. Link is in the bio there. Again, this is out of Clovis, New Mexico. It's in between Amarillo and Lubbock on the New Mexico side. Well, he's made threats, D-Tom. He has made threats. You can fact check that all you want. He has made threats. I don't know why people want to argue when you can simply Google and see everything I'm saying is being reported by everyone else and is true and valid. I think D-Tom's just a little jealous at my follower count. That's what it comes down to. I think he's jealous of how many followers I have. Again, guys, tap that follow button here. Giving you guys live breaking news information 24/7. Thank you, Dawsman, for subscribing on YouTube. Thank you for the subscription, everybody. Thank you, thank you. And again, this is out of Cannon Air Force Base. You guys can see behind me here, Cannon Air Force Base, home of the 27th Special Operations Group. Yes, we're live out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. That is where the studio is here. We are live out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Again, be sure to share this. LaDonna, thank you for subscribing as well. Thank you, LaDonna. Much appreciated. Hello, Ricky. Hello, hello, hello. And they're currently going door to door trying to find him right now. As I'm reviewing some information over here, they are looking for the suspect now. They're going door to door. User, actually no, studio. Both my parents actually died very tragically. And yeah, no, we have a full studio here. I do this full time. I also own WFQO, which is a TV news station. So help you on your fact checked a little bit. This is at Cannon Air Force Base near Clovis, New Mexico. Yes, we're live out of the Pittsburgh studio. Yes, we are. That is where we are right now, yes. Exactly, Jenna, yes. Yeah, well, D-Tom, we are going with the latest information that we do have. A guy with a gun who has made threats. That's an active shooter situation. With a immediate shelter in place, that's an active shooter situation. If you don't like the wording, then just stop watching. If you don't like the wording, just stop watching. In addition, the initial threat that came out was an active shooter. So again, you can't go off of what's happening later on. You have to look at what happened when we went live 30 minutes ago and what was being reported then. If you don't understand journalism, please don't watch anymore. Thank you, Catherine. I was just about to ban him from the channel as well. Renee, you are welcome. You are welcome. Again, lots of information coming in here, guys. Lots of information coming on in here. Yeah, D-Tom's just annoying. At the end of the day, a guy with a gun who made threats and is on base, who is running from the police, originally reported as an active shooter, that is as an active shooter threat. Just because you don't think he's mowing down people in a bowling alley doesn't make it not an active shooter. So many people, just like the word fake news, it gets annoying because people want to try to be the police on what words can be used and cannot be used. You know, at the end of the day, a guy having a mental health crisis who made threats and who's already fired a gun once, that's an active shooter, and which is why it was reported as such originally. Yeah, and this is coming out of Cannon Air Force Base in New Mexico, guys. This is coming out of Cannon Air Force Base in New Mexico. Remain nameless. Should not, audio should be good coming out. Yeah, Trey, it's a shelter in place currently due to the active shooter threat. Due to the active shooter threat, yes. Yeah, they are looking at the base housing. Yes, they are. Run it from the top. Yep, see, Channel 10, KFDA. Police looking for possible suspect after active shooting threat at Cannon Air Force Base. The Eastern New Mexico News. Cannon conducting active shooter protocol. KOB4. Cannon Air Force Base shelters in place as police search for an armed suspect. KVII. Cannon Air Force Base under shelter in place as part of active shooter protocol. I'm not the only one using the word active shooter. And this is coming out of Clovis, New Mexico. It's on the New Mexico and Texas state line in between Lubbock. Oh, if it is a bit choppy, I apologize. I'm not quite sure what would be causing that. I'm not too sure what would be causing that, though, on YouTube. Not too sure what's going on. Everything looks good on this end. Not 100% sure. This is outside of Clovis, New Mexico. Guys, if you're new here, hit that follow button. Tap that follow button. Yeah, I'm not sure what's causing that. I don't know if it's over. It could be a little overloaded. That's the only thing I can maybe think of here. So I'll turn it down just a little bit just to see if that helps any. Yeah, Jenna goes, the alarms are literally saying active shooter alert, lockdown. Yeah, every 15 minutes it comes across the intercom. I don't know why people want to complain about the word active shooter when that's literally being said over the intercom right now. Yeah, Toodles, that's weird. I don't know. That's the first time I've heard that being said about. Not too sure. That's interesting to say the least. What's up, Andrea? Hello, Andrea. Guys, if you're on YouTube, hit that subscribe button as well, as we are currently getting new information in from Canon here, trying to figure out what exactly transpired with this. SecFo is currently searching for the suspect right now. They're going door-to-door knocking. Yes, yes, Cannon Air Force Base, yes. Home of the 27th Special Operations Group. Hello, James. How are you doing, James? Why does it say real world? Because, Jessica, sometimes they do drills, and so it's an exercise. So in the military, you have two things, real world and exercise. When an event happened in 2001, I got to watch what I say on TikTok. When an event happened in 2001, and at that time it was NEADS, which was the Northeastern Air Defense Sector, and they got the hijacking phone calls from Boston Center saying, hey, we may have a hijacking. They were actually doing exercise drills that day. And that's why when it came across, they're thinking it was an exercise. And they're like, no, this isn't exercise. This is real world. And that's why command on that day in September of 2001 thought that it was a fake drill. They're like, oh, it's an exercise. They're like, no, this is real world, which is why Otis scrambled. And Huntress got on the air and did their scramble alerts for Panta. Trust me, I know all about it. NEADS is now EADS. It's now Eastern Air Defense Sector. They dropped the NEADS and went to EADS. Well, Gala, at the base, it's considered an active shooter alert at the base. There's people in chat who are in the base right now, and it's literally saying active shooter alert. Yeah, I'm not sure. Remain nameless. No idea what could be causing that at all. No idea. Guys, be sure to hit the follow button. Tap the follow button and come on over to YouTube and hit the subscribe button. Subscribing is free and it gives you immediate push notifications of when we post a breaking news video. Cannon Air Force Base. Zelina, unofficially, he is part of the Air Force and was at the hospital when he made the threats, and instead of medical staff trying to stop him and detain him, they let him go out. So that's the unofficial report. Oh, hi, Andrea. It's okay. So that is the unofficial report. This is Cannon Air Force Base, what they issued. Was saying it's a real world event. Seek shelter immediately until further notice. Shelter in place once again. Again, guys, be sure to hit that follow button if you're new here on TikTok. Abby, thank you for subscribing. Thank you for subscribing. It's free to subscribe on YouTube. It's like following on TikTok, but you actually get notifications of when we make our news post. Summerlin, thank you for the follow. Thank you, thank you. What might happen if you don't seek shelter? Well, again, it's a guy with a mental health crisis with a gun. He's made threats to harm himself. There's a chance he could harm others. So that's why you need to shelter in place if you're on base or near there, because, you know, you don't know when someone's in a mental health crisis like that, what might be going through their head. I hope everyone is safe and this ends quickly. It's too close to the holidays. James, I agree. We're nearing on Thanksgiving here. Thank you. You are welcome. Yes. Where is this? Cannon Air Force Base, right on the Texas and New Mexico state line, home of the 27th Special Operations Group. I'm going to see if we can maybe pull up the audio of the event. I'm going to try and see if we can possibly pull up the audio from there. But I don't know, especially with it being military, we may not be able to, so, yeah, no, there's only Melrose Fire. It's only the fire frequencies that are available, so we would not be able to get any sort of audio from there. Is this happening right now? Yes, this is happening right now. Again, we're live out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania here at the studio. We're coming to you live out of the studio. That's awesome, Andrea. That's awesome. Well, Lindsay, shockingly, you can. So you can listen to a lot of the base audio because they are not running encrypted audio. A lot of bases aren't. So, for example, here in Pittsburgh, we have the 911th and 171st, and we can hear everything that's going on out at the airport for us. They issued a bolo. I can imagine. This is at Cannon Air Force Base. Renji, RPM has went back up. RPM went back up. It was like 3 weeks. It was down to nothing. It sucked. Demented's in here. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you can listen to base audio. Honestly, in Demented, he knows all about this. Pretty much only the encrypted audio is that satellite communications. Like right now, believe it or not, you can listen to all the Secret Service and White House. They're not running encrypted audio, which should be, but they're not. We actually got the frequencies and we got all the code names and stuff because there's obvious leaks that happen. But yeah, and believe it or not, anything that involves radio frequency is actually public information through the FCC. I know that because I'm licensed by the FCC. Jason, I don't know. The major media, again, this is why I'm an independent journalist. Dave Bondi, you guys may see him on here. He actually was a reporter for our NBC station, and he's done with mainstream media. You'll find, if you were to type in Cannon Air Force Base into Google right now, you'll see a bunch of, like, small stations covering this. Thank you, Miss Toy. Thank you, Miss Toy. Gang, guys, be sure to hit the follow button. Preacher coming in with 5 gifted memberships. Preacher, you're absolutely fantastic. Catherine, James, Ryan, Jen, and Melissa was gifted memberships. Absolutely fantastic. Thank you, Preacher, very much. Thank you very, very much for the gifted memberships there on YouTube. Much appreciated, Preacher. Super awesome. Good evening, Gracie. How are you, Gracie? How are you? Yes, Cannon Air Force Base. Cannon Air Force Base. Base. Yes. And channel members, remember, we ride at dawn. Thank you very much, Preacher. Always love having you in chat there, buddy. You're all welcome. Oh my goodness, thank you. Early birthday present for me. Yes, Catherine. At least you're on here now and not dealing with the CenturyLink issues. Hello, Ashley. Hello. Demented immediately, like, eyes locked on target. So, yeah, that's what we have going on right now, guys, is this is coming out of Cannon Air Force Base, which is Clovis. Effing Clovis again. Clovis. We always joke about Clovis, New Mexico, because for like 5 weeks all the storm chases, we were all down there. We were watching up here in the Pittsburgh studio. We were handling a lot of the chaser feeds coming up into Pittsburgh. So a lot of our guys were down there in Clovis for 5 weeks chasing tornadoes this year. So we know all about Clovis. It's not a drill. It is not a drill. As you can see here, real world. This is real world. They're searching for the guy right now. Secfo is going out door to door. Screw CenturyLink. That's insane, Catherine. That is insane. The bird was for Rogue. Oh no, not the birdlings, goes. Your friend's based in Cannon there, Josh. He's probably getting knocks on his door. He's probably going to get knocks on his door. Guys, hit the follow button here and hit that share button. Share this out with your peoples. Hit the share button. Helps out a ton so we can get this information passed out and along. So, we are getting some information in here coming in from KOB4. KOB4 is confirming through the New Mexico State Police that the shelter in place is continuing. The man threatened to unalive himself. They said he made the threat on base at a medical hospital facility. A shot was fired and they're looking for him. So exactly what I said. What are we on live now? 47 minutes. So what I said 45 minutes ago is exactly true. Everyone who was in here saying that, oh, it's fake news, Austin's lying. No, it's actually true. Again, this is my full-time job. Confirming he was at a medical facility. He did fire a shot, and he is now on the run. They don't know if he's in the base still or if he's off base, but he did fire a gun after making a threat at the on-base medical facility. Hello, Preacher. Rogue. I walked away from the phone to grab a beer, so joke's on you, Preacher. Damn you, Rogue. This is Cannon Air Force Base. This is on the state line of New Mexico and Texas, guys. This is between New Mexico and Texas. It's like right on the border. Clovis, New Mexico. It's in between Amarillo and Lubbock, Texas, except on the New Mexico side. So, lots of information here. And shockingly, guys, so we're getting this information in last week, last Tuesday, they've expanded mental health resources. Cannon Air Force Base, the Defense Health Agency, has selected Cannon Air Force Base as the first Air Force medical treatment facility to pilot their new Behavioral Health Resources and Virtual Experience Initiative, known as BRAVE. The BRAVE initiative offers 24/7 centralized appointments with TRICARE authorized providers that are credentialed and privileged by proxy at Brooks Army Medical Center in Fort Sam, Houston, Texas. Active duty service members using BRAVE can schedule medical and psychological services through secure audio and video conferencing, usually within 1 to 2 weeks. BRAVE has been an excellent resource to the Cannon community. So, shockingly, last Tuesday, this Air Force Base was selected to trial a new mental and behavioral health program. Happening now. Yes, this is happening now. We are live out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Lens. So again, lots of stuff is occurring. This is a very fluid situation. Again, be sure to hit share. I do have the latest video up. Feel free to go over and leave a like and a comment and share that. That helps a ton. Trying to get the word out about this situation we have unfolding here. I was able to confirm that they were selected. We do know that they were selected for a new medical and behavioral health treatment plan. So that's interesting. This is happening at Cannon Air Force Base in Clovis, New Mexico, basically. It's Curry County. It's between Amarillo and Lubbock on the state line. Now I want a beer, preacher says. How close to the airport is this? The airport. So if we take a look here, guys, that airport is right here. Whoops. So you can see here the airport, which is where they do the Osprey and the C-130s. Then you got the base that's right there along the main highway as well. No, Christy, we're live out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. We are live broadcasting out of Pittsburgh, PA. Yes, this is occurring at the base. Catherine goes, I got no alcohol. Someone sent me a beer. Oh, God. Y'all are something else in the YouTube chat. Guys, tap the follow buttons if you're new here on TikTok. Tap the follow buttons. And if you want, come on over to YouTube and hit that subscribe button. Helps a ton. Gives you guys push notifications when I go live. Oh, you're fine, Christy. You are fine. This is happening at Cannon Air Force Base, home of the 27th Special Operations Group. Home of the Special Operations Group. And guys, if you didn't know, Plano, Texas, they had an airplane crash tonight. I posted that like 2 minutes before this happened. There was a small plane crash that crashed into a bunch of vehicles at what looked to be like an outlet or supermarket. Absolutely insane. That happened in Plano, Texas right before this. What area is this? Clovis, New Mexico. New Mexico, right at the Texas-New Mexico line. The K goes, they confirmed that a shot was fired and the individual, as they're looking for him, no word on who fired the shot. The shelter in place remains in effect. Correct. Abby, I got the alcohol. Where am I going? Oh, Abby. You're welcome. We have no confirmation on injuries at Cannon Air Force Base. We have no confirmation on injuries. No confirmation on injuries. No confirmation on injuries. Yeah, I'm looking here, seeing what we have for new information that could be coming out. I'm always looking for new information. I'm looking here, guys, taking a peek and seeing what we may have update-wise. Albuquerque's reporting on it as well. And they have not identified the guy yet. Says real-world lockdown. Cannon and Chavez residents are to shelter in place until further notice. We're currently conducting active shooter protocol. Both Cannon Air Force Base and Chavez housing residents are directed to stay shelter in place until further notice. SecFo is conducting clearing operations and searches across the base. There are no known injuries at this time. We will continue to update as new information becomes available. So yeah, they are doing active shooter protocol. Security forces and local law enforcement officials may appear in plain clothes. Security forces will be knocking on doors and housing at the main base in Chavez. As searches continue across base, you are not required to open the door, but if able, please respond verbally. All children in school-aged care, child development center, and youth center are accounted for and secure. Latest update from Cannon Air Force Base is that all children are accounted and safe if under the care of the military. That is the latest that we do have out of Cannon. It's the latest we have out of Cannon right now. So again, we are still awaiting some new information, guys. Hit the follow button if you're new here. Tap that follow button. I do live breaking news updates like this and severe weather coverage. They are clearing every building as we speak. They are clearing every single building. And we have the text message here from Cannon Air Force Base, real world active shooter, real world lockdown, lockdown, lockdown. There's an active shooter on Cannon Air Force Base. Last known location was building 1408 Hospital. All non-response personnel should seek shelter immediately until further notice. Real world is what the text said. I have a copy of that text message as well. New Mexico State Police, Curry County Sheriff's Office, and Clovis PD SWAT team are all on the base right now searching. We call it Clovis, but Cannon. Cannon actually was just selected last week as one of the first bases to trial a brand new mental health and behavioral health new trial program. Believe it or not. That guy from Arizona goes, nothing on mainstream media about this. Exactly. This is why independent journalism is such a great tool, is because it allows us to cover topics that mainstream media doesn't want to cover. You know, right now, I'm shocked CNN and Fox ain't covering this. This is, you know, that's very, very shocking. But yeah, nothing is happening. Again, this is at Cannon Air Force Base in Clovis, New Mexico. It is on the state line of Texas and New Mexico. It's like smack dab in the middle between Lubbock and Amarillo, but at the state line. Hope that answered your questions there, guys. Again, be sure to hit that follow button. Tap that follow button if you're new here in the live stream. I post live breaking news updates and alerts like this, so By giving a follow, you will get put into my breaking news feed. Again, this is in Clovis, New Mexico. Well, Grump, whatever you said was censored to begin with, so I don't know why you get blocked. Get this guy a map. We have the map right here, buddy. We have the map right here. We have the map right here. I know all about Clovis because that's where we had our chasers for God knows how long. You got Texas and you got New Mexico. It's right there between Amarillo and Lubbock at the state line. It's right here at the state line between Amarillo and Lubbock. Maria, thank you for subscribing on YouTube. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Get this guy a map. I already got you beat, buddy. I got you beat. Do you need a little bit of aloe vera for that burn I gave? No injuries so far. No, we have reports of one gunshot fired, but no injuries. What we know is that there was supposedly a male who's in the Air Force who made threats to harm himself at a hospital, and he fired a gun and is now on the run from security forces and the police. We do have confirmation of one shot being fired. And it's active shooter protocol, so yes. Active shooter protocol, yes. One shot was fired, and is active shooter reported. No, Clovis, New Mexico. We're live out of Pittsburgh, PA. Live out of the Pittsburgh studio, guys. Yeah, and this is at the New Mexico and Texas state line. Giving you guys live updates as this happens. So again, looking here, seeing what we may have for new updates coming in. We know that all children are accounted and safe. We do know that. We know that is correct. Where is this? This is Clovis, New Mexico. Curry County, New Mexico, right on the state line of Texas and New Mexico at the Air Force Base. Gonna take a look at something here, guys. Going to take a quick peek here. Seeing what I can maybe pull up for you guys. Oh, that's interesting. They got, there's two C-130s that's just, orbiting just south of Clovis. One of them came out of Colorado. And the other is coming out of Campbell? Yeah, Fort Campbell. So and they're orbiting right above Cannon Air Force Base right now. I don't know if they were scheduled to go back or what, but they are orbiting above Cannon Air Force Base right now, 2 C-130s. Again, there was an active shooter reported at Cannon Air Force Base, as you can see behind me, reported there. What we do know is that there was a male who was at the medical hospital there, made threats to harm himself, had a gun on him, fired his gun, and he is now running from the police. Hello, Tara. Hello, Tara. Just saw you in a YouTube chat after I was searching what we have above Clovis flight radar wise. Yeah, and so what we have, this is at Cannon Air Force Base, guys. This is at Cannon Air Force Base. There you go. That way you guys see a little bit better. Cannon Air Force Base. Lots of information coming out, though. This, again, guys, I like to stress this. This is a fluid situation that we have. This is a very fluid situation, so things can and do change. It's a big thing I want people to understand is that we are going off of the latest and newest information possible. Things can change from now till tomorrow, for example, you know, so please be mindful of that. And again, it is active shooter protocol. Liam, thank you for the follow. Guys, if you're new here on TikTok, drop a follow. I do breaking news information, live breaking news. So by following, it's free to follow. Be sure to hit subscribe on YouTube. That gets you push notifications, and it's free to subscribe. It's like following on TikTok. Miss Moresby, hello. What have you missed? Well, we are dealing with the law enforcement, security forces, SWAT teams, state and local police are searching for a suspect who reportedly made threats to harm himself at a military base, an Air Force base to be exact, Cannon, over in Clovis, New Mexico. Now, we do know that one gunshot was fired, and reportedly no injuries as of right now. All children are accounted for, but they are going door to door searching for this guy. Yeah, okay, we're live out of Pittsburgh at the Pittsburgh studio for WFQO. Live out of WFQO studio. What's up, Divine? Hello. Yes, Mickey, one gunshot was fired. One gunshot was fired and confirmed by the state police. Oh, God, yeah. This is in Clovis, New Mexico, guys. It's outside of Lubbock, Texas, and Amarillo, Texas. So you guys can see there, it's outside of Lubbock, and it is outside of Lubbock and Amarillo. There we go. Sorry, I clicked on the wrong thing. I was like, wait, I should still be on screen. It's outside of Amarillo and Lubbock, Texas. They're right on the border. That confused me. I clicked the wrong thing. I was like, that's why I stuttered. I was like, oh, wait, that's not what I wanted. Figures chair for can't hit anything, not even themselves. Oh, rogue. Rogue. Thank you for the follows, guys. Thank you. Again, this is the latest breaking news information. Be sure to hit that follow button there. Gives you guys the latest breaking news information. We've had 20,000 viewers on this. That's absolutely fantastic. We've had 20,000 viewers. Absolutely fantastic. Glad to give all of the information out. And guys, we're at 5.8 thousand likes. Can we get this up to 10,000? Let's see. Can we get this up to 10,000? Yes, they are on active shooter lockdown is what it is. It's active shooter protocol and lockdown. Again, tap your screens, guys. Let's get up to 10,000 likes on this. It's good to see you again. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. You guys are glad to see Ms. Moresby in here on YouTube as well. 6,000 likes, guys. Stop spamming things. Divine. Divine. Again, if you're new here, tap that follow button. We are currently looking for new information, seeing if we have any sort of update. We do have 2 C-130s over the base right now. There's 2 C-130s just southwest. A little tongue twister there. I don't know if they were scheduled to go to Cannon or not. That is home of the 27th Special Operations Support Group. They fly the C-130s and the MV-22 Osprey. Don't shoot me over that. I don't know if it's the MV-22s for the Air Force. I think it is, but I know that there's variants from the Marines to the Air Force to this. I'm pretty sure the Air Force is the MV-22s. But I do know that they do come out of there as well with those C-130s. We are live out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. We are live out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. This is in Clovis, New Mexico, guys. This is in Clovis, New Mexico. And so you guys do know, Cannon Air Force Base was selected last week to be the very first Air Force base in like pretty much any military base to trial a new program designed to help mental health and behavioral health. And they were selected last week. Again, guys, tap your screens, give the follows. We're at 6,500. Let's get to 10,000. And hit that follow button while you're at it. I give you guys live breaking news updates and severe weather information. I cover tornadoes. I cover blizzards. I cover hurricanes. Thank you, Mickey. Yes, this is in New Mexico. Yes. We're live out of Pittsburgh, PA. Since people keep asking, I'm just going to, Oh, I had the studio tag, so that way people know we're in the studio. Oh, yeah. Also the Israel war, active shooter situations, and also court trials as well, like with the Brian Koberger. We'll be covering that as well, since we will have a camera feed available for that. Yeah, so we do know that the SWAT team is there from Clovis PD. We do know that the Curry County Sheriffs are there, and we know New Mexico State Police are there assisting with the security forces known as SECFO by going door to door trying to find where this guy is. Clovis Police Chief Roy Rice says that they will clear every building before night's done. I did see that, yes. Time is, by night's end, time is starting to tick out over there. They're Central Time, correct? We haven't done a Clovis stream in a while, but I believe they're Central Time. I don't think that they're Mountain Standard. I could be wrong, though. Well, Saucity, you have a guy in a mental health crisis who made threats to unalive himself, and he already fired a shot and is running from helping the police. That is an active shooter situation, which is why Cannon Air Force Base is saying it's an active shooter protocol. If you don't like it, then you can just leave. 8 p.m. Okay, so Clovis is Mountain Standard Time. I couldn't remember. It's like right on that line, and it really messed us up for tornado season because we were all down there for like 5 weeks. We had feeds coming in up here in Pittsburgh, and it was like the time was like, because when they leave Central Time, and then they're going to Mountain Standard. It's terrible. Again, guys, if you're new here, hit that follow button and come on over to YouTube. Link is in the bio, and drop a subscribe over here. YouTube is a much better platform. You can throw me up on your big screen TV. Much better quality. And it's free. Hello, Papa. Papa is still in the YouTube chat. Look at that. Still in the YouTube chat. #1 source for live breaking news. Thank you for the follow there, Glenn. Thank you, thank you. Much appreciated. Gonna take a peek here, look for any new updates we may or may not have. So again, hit that follow button if you are new here. Yes, 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 you're the man. Thank you, Papa. Yes, thank you, thank you. Destiny found the Discord. Yes, we're live on Discord as well. Undead, thank you for the follow. Shay, thank you for the follow. BN, thank you. This is out of New Mexico, Clovis, New Mexico, a Cannon Air Force Base, home of the 27th Special Operations Group. Are you the next Steve Lurkner? Well, the thing is, I don't have an air fryer, so I don't go on air fryer breaks. I also am truly agenda free. I don't choose any side politically, unlike someone else. Gary, thank you. Sange, thank you. Name a car for an edit. An Austin Healey. An Austin Healey. Little Batman. Austin Healey. Evelyn, thank you for the follow. Karen, thank you for the follow. Austin doesn't own a tie. What do you mean I don't own a tie? I do own a tie. Couple of them. However, I like my Trinity knots, not this one. But I do own a tie, preacher. I do own a tie. What's a summary location? Cannon Air Force Base, right on the border of Texas and New Mexico. Basically smack dab between Amarillo and Lubbock. Guy had a mental health breakdown. He was in crisis. He reportedly made threats to hurt himself and unalive himself. He fired his gun, and he's on the run from the police now. And the whole base is on lockdown, and housing is on lockdown as well. James and Preacher go, LOL. Guys, tap the follow buttons and tap your screens. We're almost at 7,500 likes. We're less than 1,000 likes away. If you're not tapping, you're slacking. There has been one shot fired, yes. There has been confirmed one shot fired, and that's been confirmed by various sources, including New Mexico State Police. One shot has been fired. Oh, rogue. Oh, rogue. The Cannon Air Force Base, Michelle. Cannon Air Force Base here. It is outside of Clovis, New Mexico, smack dab, basically between Amarillo and Lubbock, Texas, just on the New Mexico side. Where can you watch it? You're watching it live right here as this event unfolds, Dalton. You're watching it unfold live here. Well, I mean, we have Cannon Air Force Base right there. Yes, this is happening in real time, guys. Yes, this is happening in real time. Real time. Bev, thank you for follow. Oh, rogue. You have a rogue. Do you have a flogger as well? There has been no injuries reported at this time. Again, this is coming out of Cannon Air Force Base, home of the 27th Special Operations Group. They fly the MV-22 Osprey. They fly the C-130s. What we do know is that there was a man at the hospital, the medical treatment facility, the medical hospital on base. He reportedly made suicidal threats, and he then supposedly fired a shot that's been reported by various sources on the base and took off from staff and security forces, which is the Air Force's version of military police, the MPs. Well, he's on the run right now. They can't find him. They're searching every building. No one was hurt, though. There was no injuries. And we do know that Cannon Air Force Base was selected last Tuesday to trial a new mental and behavioral health treatment plan, which involved telehealth out of Texas. Oh, rogue. Is it CV-22s? Okay, thank you. See, I know them as MV-22s. I do know that there's different variations from branch to branch. The Army have them, the Navy does. Well, the Army's getting them, I think. The Marines have them. Obviously, the Air Force has them, one of the first ones. So, CV-22s. Okay, thank you. Not too sure what... I mean, it's similar to how a C-130 and an AC-130 are different. And you got the C-130Js and the WC-130Js, which are for hurricane tracking. Which, if you guys didn't know, the WC-130Js, they back in the 40s and 50s, it was a bet. Someone lost a bet and was told, you know, if you lose this bet, you're going to have to fly that into the middle of a hurricane. Well, the guy did it and realized that C-130s do very well in the eye of a hurricane. So that's why we have the hurricane hunters now. Preacher. Oh, no flogger either yet. Oh, no. Oh, no, rogue. Again, guys, 500 more likes. Tap your screens, hit the follow buttons. Tap your screens. We're almost at 7,500 likes here. Hello, Teresa. How are you? How are you doing, Teresa? This is coming. News is coming out of Clovis, New Mexico at the Cannon Air Force Base. They are looking for a guy with a gun who made a threat to hurt himself. He made a threat that he was going to unalive himself. Ryan the Barber, thank you for the follow. Keep cutting hair, buddy. Need to do some ASMR. Need to do some ASMR for a barbershop. There you go. Hello, Annette. Hello, hello, hello. Teresa, you are welcome. You're welcome, Teresa. Lots of information here. Flat, they are currently looking for him. They are currently looking for him. That is the latest update, and that's what I'm going to report. Again, we have to go by verified sources for information like this. Sorry, I'm chatting with the meteorologist down at the One National Weather Service Center. Oh my god, the amount of spam! The amount of spam I got on my Facebook post. It's terrible. This is out of Clovis, New Mexico, guys. Clovis, New Mexico. And we did, guys. We hit 70 7,700 actually. 7,700 likes on the stream. Much appreciated. Jeremy, you apparently don't know who I am. There is no misinformation. A simple Google search would prove everything I'm saying is very factual. Just because you don't agree with the title does not mean that it's misinformation. You're entitled to an opinion, just like everyone has an asshole. Except I don't want to see it nor hear it. Just another day in America. Well, Nicole, apparently you don't know who I am. I'm called Alex Jones 2.0 for a reason. And if you don't understand the context to me laughing, maybe this stream just isn't for you. See, that's why I'm called Alex Jones 2.0, because I give no fucks. We do. There's a 2 C-130s just south of Clovis right now. There is 2 C-130s just southwest, actually, southwest of Clovis right now. I don't know if they were trying to land. There's 2 C-130s though. They could have been scheduled to go to Cannon, and right now they're just orbiting above until this situation is under control. Cannon Air Force Base out of Clovis, New Mexico. We know who you are here in the UK. I'm glad you do. I'm glad you know. I have a lot of friends in the United Kingdom, actually. I have a lot of friends. I'm glad to be heavily recognized in a foreign nation. This stream is for me. There you go, F Oprah. Right? Again, so there is a armed man on the run at the Cannon Air Force Base. He's already fired his gun one time and he made threats to unalive himself. This is at Cannon Air Force Base right on the state line of Texas and New Mexico. They're currently trying to find him. He took off and they don't know where he's at right now. Well, that Nicole must have left because she never responded back. I'm very glad. Buck, you are very wrong. You are extremely wrong. Please don't be spreading fake information in my chat, bud. There is an active shooter situation right now at Cannon Air Force Base. Breadstick, you're very wrong. There's many people in this live stream who are on base right now. It is not over by any means, especially for a while. Please don't spread fake news in my chat. Please do not spread fake news in my chat. What's up, Flock? What is up? Preacher, yes. F Oprah is back in the YouTube chat, which is awesome. And see, guys, I call this the errors effect. A lot of people will be quick to say, oh, it's fake, it's misinformation. And then they spread that, and their friends will believe them, because if your friend tells you something, then you'll believe it. When, in fact, they're being proven wrong with their fake comments in the chat. I call that the errors effect. Whenever someone tries to spread some fake information just to try to discredit me, and then their friends believe it because, you know, you're my friend, and it makes me look bad in the end, even though I'm correct, but they'll never believe me. It's called the error syndrome. It's a mental disease, I swear it is. I've been dealing with it for 8 years now. Since 2016. Again, guys, tap that follow button if you're new here on TikTok. Tap that follow button. I give you guys live breaking news alerts and information. In addition to severe weather, we cover tornado outbreaks, blizzards, hurricanes. Oh, stop drop. Yeah, with 200,000 followers, it's kind of hard to deal with. Thank you all for the follows. Tazer, thank you. Darren, thank you for the follow. Oh, really, Breeze? Wow. Yeah, I knew, right? Patterson, they had one. There was one. There was a fake one out in New Jersey when the Lewiston, Maine shooting was happening. I think it was like the second or third day on the manhunt for him. It was just that one. Someone totally botched it. It was completely fake. This one isn't though. This one absolutely isn't. This one, as you see, it says real world. Thank you all for the follows. It is much, much, much appreciated. Come on over to YouTube if you guys want a better viewing experience. Throw me up on the big screen if you got one. Compatible on Roku, Apple TV, Fire Stick. Throw me up on TV. Watch me on there. Much higher quality. And the chat is also much nicer if you watch on a phone or computer. We got quite a few regulars in the YouTube chat. Love having you guys over in the YouTube. YouTube! Still looking to see if we get any more updates coming in here from a credible source. Right now, everything seems to be a little quiet. It seems to be a little quiet here. We haven't had any updates from Cannon Air Force Base as hold on, we got a report. Around 4:50 p.m. today, Cannon Air Force Base security forces received reports of an individual hearing gunfire. Security forces immediately entered into active shooter protocol. Active shooter protocol involves a base lockdown, shelter in place, and securing facilities. Additionally, no movement is allowed on or off base. Multiple community law enforcement agencies are assisting Cannon Air Force Base security forces in securing the base. Cannon Air Force Base will continue to search the base and security area. There are no reported injuries, nor are there any suspects. All children at the Child Development Center, School Age Program, and youth centers are safe and secure. Updates will be made available on Cannon Air Force Base social media as we receive them from the Air Commandos. That was for immediate release by Captain Jackie. I'm not quite sure why Jackie put there are no reported injuries, nor are there any suspects. Obviously, if he was at the hospital getting care, Will, thank you for subscribing on YouTube. Obviously, if he was on base at a hospital getting medical treatment, they know who he is. So I'm not quite sure why they said they don't know of who any of the suspects are. And that was just released on the Cannon Air Force Base Facebook story. So they're still actively searching, but they claim they have no suspects, which I question. And probably, Tori, probably. So they are conducting active shooter protocol. Latest update is that they are conducting active shooter protocol. Right, Jenna? Right? But yet they claim that they have no suspects, but yet they issued a bolo. Be on lookout. Be on the lookout. Bolo is be on the lookout. So I have no idea why, or that makes no sense to me. As a journalist, that makes no sense to me that one hand is saying something, but the other hand is doing something. That makes zero sense to me. I'm searching here, guys. It makes no sense to me. Why one hand is saying something and the other hand is doing something else. I have absolutely no idea why, or that makes no sense. So again, this is happening at Cannon Air Force Base, guys. Hit the follow button if you're new here. Cannon Air Force Base, which is just outside of Texas, right between Amarillo and Lubbock, Texas, right at the state line there. What we do know is that active shooter protocol is in effect right now. The base is on lockdown. Reportedly, a male had come into one of the hospitals. He made threats that he was going to unalive himself, and he fired his gun. No injuries have been reported. He supposedly then took off, and they are now searching for him on base. That is the latest that we have on this developing situation. I'm sending out an alert on Twitter right now, guys. I just sent it out on Twitter. Be sure to follow me on Twitter if you're new here at the Austinaires. Thank you for subscribing, Will. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, nowhere on mainstream media. How do you guys love that? Mainstream media. This is why I say supporting independent journalists who are actually accredited like me really helps a ton, because we're able to cover stories like this in real time instead of it being kept hush hush. You won't find this on, I don't think, really anywhere. I know some local news stations were covering it, but they are talking about 50 hostages being traded off, basically, between Israel and Hamas out of the over 200 that they have. So we, you guys got me to rely on, though. Yeah, Tori, unfortunately, I cannot pin comments on TikTok Studio. That is not an option on TikTok Studio. We broadcast live out of the studio here, so we don't have that through the software provided. Hello, Blues Girl. Hello, hello, hello. You would think small. They did issue a picture and everything to the people on base. However, they are not making it public knowledge. They are keeping it hush hush. Be sure to hit the follow button, guys, if you're new here. Where is this? Clovis, New Mexico, right on the state line of New Mexico and Texas. New Mexico and Texas state line, guys. Supposedly, no, Magnolia. Supposedly, he just fired his gun. I don't know if it was in the air or what, but that is what we have reported. We're live out of the Pittsburgh studio. We are live out of the Pittsburgh studio, guys. Did everyone fall asleep? I think so, Preacher. I think so. Again, Preacher, thank you for the gifted memberships. Much, much, much appreciated. B, thank you for the follow. Thank you for the follow. Ding dong! Thank you, Marianne. Thank you, thank you, thank you very much. Thank you, Marianne. Much appreciated. User live on YouTube. I go live on TikTok and YouTube. YouTube is my primary platform. TikTok stole around $7,000 from me, so I'm not a big fan of TikTok. And then they they killed our numbers, our revenue numbers. So I am primarily live on YouTube, and that's where a lot of my high quality content is posted on my YouTube. Plus, if you subscribe, it's free. You get push notifications whenever I publish a new video. So for news incidents like this, you'll get a push notification I'm live. Abby, going to bed soon. It's 10:30 here in Michigan. Oh, I stay up till about 4 a.m. So, Abby. You go live every day? Yes, I try to. Yes, I do try to go live every day. Yes. Yeah, Blues Girl. So, supposedly there was a report of an active shooter threat at Cannon Air Force Base in Clovis, New Mexico. Clovis, New Mexico. And, they're searching for the guy. Supposedly, he made a threat to harm himself. He shot his gun, supposedly in the air. Like, it didn't hit anyone, but they're actively trying to find him right now. They're actively trying to find him right now as we speak. I'm not full of myself. It's really not hard to be wrong in news. Yeah, this is fully legit. You can simply Google Cannon Air Force Base and see this is absolutely true. I don't know why people want to question an accredited journalist. I don't know why people want to question an accredited journalist. Hello, Scorpio Goddess. Hello, hello, hello. No injuries, no injuries. Flock, no idea, no idea. They did issue their statement a couple minutes ago, which is very contradiction because they say that they have no suspect, but yet they're going door to door with a photo of said suspect. So, sounds like they're trying to keep things very hush-hush. So Dolo, I've been live for almost 2 hours. If you're new here, it's because I've been repeating myself for 2 hours. There's lots of context here. There's lots of context. If you're making an assumption, mean that you're making an ass out of you and me for assuming that there's no context, then that's truly on you, and you're doing a very poor job, bud. Yeah, it is very real, yes. It is. It's very, very real. Google is free. Exactly. Google is free. Crickets, right? They have no idea what to say. Will, what's up? I'm near the area shoot, right, Hun Native? Exactly. Well, that it's active shooter protocol. It is an active shooter. It's active shooter protocol. Active shooter protocol. That is the terms that they've been using all throughout this, including just a few minutes ago from the base. And if you're on base, you hear every 15 minutes it says active shooter alert, lockdown, active shooter alert, lockdown. Did they burn down the Clovis Walmart? Shit, I had no idea Clovis had a Walmart burned down. Clovis was really exactly, Jenna. Yep, someone burned down the Clovis Walmart. Who is burning down the Clovis Walmart? Thank you, Scorpio, for the follow or the subscription on YouTube. Thank you for subscribing. Vicky, thank you for the follow on TikTok. Thank you, thank you. 2 months ago, dang. A lot of our guys were down there in June for the tornado season for like May and June, and they've lived at that Walmart. I didn't know that someone burned it down. A lot of storm chasers were down there for God knows how long. It got remodeled. Dang, I had no idea. We haven't been in Clovis in quite a while, guys. With tornado season, it moved away from Clovis after 4 or 5 weeks. That's insane. Yeah, no, we had a lot of guys down there because of tornado season. Lots of chasers. That's insane. I had no idea, guys, that it was like that. That's wow. That's insane. I had no clue. Half open, but glad it's open again. Don't want to deal with Dollar Generals, I take it. There you go, Jasmine. It's a mini Walmart now. Some of the building is still blocked off. Oh, crap. Yeah, I want to know who the hell burned down the Walmart. What do you got against great value? What do you got against... I could tell. So, if you guys don't know, Walmart's like technology brand is called Own or On. It's On, ONN, Own, On. You could just picture like a... If I was to make a meme of this, I would take like, you know, a box of matches and I would take the On logo and do burn on. You know, burn on. That's what I would do. Or like have a little arson kit like matches and like a thing of gasoline or lighter fluid. Burn on. Well, small. Plus, most are brick. Most of the Walmarts are made of brick on the outside. That's insane. That's insane. The selection is so limited now, though. I bet you probably don't have much to choose from. Fire travel throughout the store. See you, Flock. See you, Flock. Be sure to subscribe on YouTube, buddy. That way you get a push notification when I'm live here. Outside wasn't too bad. It was the inside that got messed up. Well, I mean, with product being so close, it can jump. And if it flashes, because it gets too hot in one area, when it flashes, it can go poof. You know, they're looking for him supposedly. They're currently looking for him supposedly. Great value arson kit. Exactly, honey native. So they are still. Thank you, Melissa, for the subscription on YouTube. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So they are supposedly still looking for this guy. Everything's calm. Like, it's quiet right now. It's quiet right now. KRQE just picked the story up. Cannon Air Force Base there in New Mexico. Yeah, it's a bit quiet. They're not talking much. They're not saying much. The latest statement they gave, there wasn't too much to report on. Just that they claimed that there was no suspect. But they're taking photos and going door to door searching for suspect. They contradicted themselves so much about what was actually happening. Yeah, because, I mean, 20 minutes ago was their last update. 20 minutes ago, and we haven't heard much from them since. Bobby, reportedly, unofficially, yes. Unofficially, yes, but it has not been confirmed by a public agency yet. Supposedly it was an airman, but we don't have any direct confirmation on that. We don't have any direct confirmation on that. Cannon Air Force Base in New Mexico, guys. Right on the state line of New Mexico and Texas. Right on the state line from New Mexico and Texas. Very sad, yes. It's a guy with a mental health crisis. He threatened to unalive himself. You know, there was supposedly a gunshot heard, and then he took off. But it's going to be very sad if we find out that he, unalived himself. That'll be a very sad outcome. Again, be sure to hit that follow button if you guys are new here on TikTok. I have live breaking news updates. I'm live on YouTube as well. And it really allows for the independent journalists to come out. Mainstream media don't cover topics like this unless it's massive. I think this is a very major story, which is why I am covering it. Independent journalism has taken a hit below the belt recently. I love to stay true to it and provide factual information to all of you guys. So, lots of things have been happening lately. There was also a plane crash in Plano, Texas. Fell out of the sky, crashed right into what looked to be like a supermarket and a bunch of cars. Don't know if that pilot survived or not. I'm going to see if there's an update on it, though. It was near a strip mall near Dallas. A single-engine Mooney M20 with just the pilot on board went down at about 6 p.m. north of Air Park, Dallas Airport. Police have confirmed the pilot died at the scene, so we do know that he did die. The pilot did die at that crash out of Dallas. Hello, healing tarot readings. Hello, hello, hello. Yes, I am on that Discord. I'm not too keen on the creator program because there was a lot of issues. TikTok stole $7,000 from me, so I had a lot of beef with TikTok, which is why I'm not active in the TikTok Zoom calls anymore with headquarters. I'm not too active there because I was like, yeah, you guys ain't paying me. I'm not going to be active in your program. So I'm kind of lurking over there. I kind of lurk. But thank you for the shout out there, Healing Tarot Readings. Thank you. Meredith, direct from sources at the state police, at the Air Force Base. Mainstream media, they have a political agenda, if you didn't know. Mainstream media like CNN, Fox, MSNBC, NBC, CBS, they all have a political agenda. So if it's not fitting their narrative, they're not going to publish it. I worked for CBS News, so I know this. We're able to get information directly from the sources either on site or through a public relations officer, usually from the police or from the military. So it's a good question. We have multiple ways to get information. Thank you. Well, thank you very much. Yes, it's an unfortunate situation what happened to me, but can't change it. Meredith, I was part of CBS Pittsburgh. I was there from 2017 till 2019. I provided video content for them is what I did. You are the best. I know your lives. That's awesome. Awesome. Well, apparently you are very biased then. You're very biased there, Meredith, because that is CBS. Well, yeah, it's still CBS News. It's the affiliate of CBS. Thing is, they all have an agenda. They all have an agenda. Why do you think people complain about mainstream media? Really, honey? Siren announcement is going off again on base. Well, it is factual. Mainstream media, CNN, Fox, CBS, NBC, MSNBC, they all have a political agenda. They all do. You can't sit here and tell me that they don't. There's a reason why Dave Bondi left NBC. I left CBS for the same reason. It is the political agenda of mainstream media. If you claim you work for CBS News and that's why you want to question my facts and sources and want to complain about how the mainstream media is better, it's obvious you're there to push the Democratic side of CBS News, because we all know that the Democrats run CBS News. You can follow the money. Same with NBC News. Comcast owns NBC, and Comcast is a very big party within the DNC, the Democratic National Committee. Yep, and Viacom. CBS is also part of Viacom. Well, Fox is very big on the GOP side, you know? That is why I love being independent, is I don't feed into any of that crap that happens. Yep, Viacom, CBS. I worked for Viacom as well on movie production sets. I was an employee of Viacom when we were doing a lot with Netflix films. Viacom has a lot of hands in productions. I was working alongside IATSE under the... So we wasn't union at that time. We were non-union, but it's now actually part of... Not SAG. There's another one. I've been out of film since before COVID, so it's been a hot minute, but I was part of the assistant directors, the AD unit, and we were doing a lot of stunts, and we fell under the AD role. And then after you have 700 days on set, then it's like 700 days, 600 days, whatever it is, then you can apply to said union. NBC is very far left. Yes, NBC is owned by Comcast, and Comcast donates millions of dollars to the Democrats every single year, just like Fox donates millions of dollars to the Republicans. What's up, Lizzo? How you doing? Linzo, how you doing? No updates as of yet. No updates as of yet. Just that they're still looking. They are still looking. They are still looking for this guy. You're welcome, Linzo. You are welcome. So yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, I don't feed into none of that. That's why Dave Bondy's actually part of locals.com now. It's for local journalists and independent journalists. He was part of NBC, one of our affiliates, and he left. He went up to Michigan. I think he's missing Pittsburgh, but it's just a bunch of crap, if you ask me. Because if you control the media, then you control politics. So, giving you guys a little bit of an update, what we have going on is that there was a male person who went into the base. Unofficially, he's an airman at Cannon Air Force Base, home of the 27th Special Operations Group. Supposedly went to the hospital on base, and he made threats to unalive himself. He then pulled a gun out and fired it. He then took off. No injuries reported. They were supposedly searching for him right now with security forces, Clovis SWAT team, Curry County Sheriff's Office, and New Mexico State Police. That's what we do know. Yes, SECFO, security forces, SECFO. If you don't know what SECFO is, you likely were never in the military or in the Air Force. It's just like the Army has military police, but you don't call them military police, you call them MPs. Dallas, that's not very professional, and you'll probably get banned from TikTok for saying that. You're welcome, Katie. You are welcome. Again, guys, if you're new here, hit that follow button on TikTok. If you're on YouTube watching, hit that subscribe button. It's free. Tap it there to get the latest breaking news information. And if you guys didn't know, Cannon Air Force Base was actually selected last week as one of the first military installations to receive a new mental health and behavioral health program. It's confusing, but I think it's telehealth. And it involves a base out of Texas that these physicians have privileges in to provide telehealth to Cannon Air Force Base. They just got selected. It's under their newsroom. So, again, this is a fluid situation, guys. This is very, very, very fluid. Clovis, New Mexico. It's in between Amarillo and Lubbock, Texas on the New Mexico side. On the New Mexico, like right there at the border. Right there at the border. Little, yes. The shelter in place is still active, yes. Ashley, thank you for the follow as well. Thank you for the follow. Lee, hello. Thank you for the follow, Lee. Is it me or are there more haters on TikTok? Oh, Preacher, there definitely is. TikTok, it's an app that is shit talk people, is basically what it is. Yeah, so that's what we have happening right now, guys, is that they're still looking for this guy. No injuries, no one's been shot. They're just still looking for this guy. He supposedly has a gun. He supposedly fired one shot from it, and they are still searching for him right now. They were going door to door, looking. I do have a copy of the text message was sent out, and it was stated that there was an active shooter, and I have a copy of the text message that there was an active shooter. So my statement still stands correct, and everything I've been saying for the past over 2 hours is correct. It is a very small town. Clovis is small, which is why we're like, why are there so many tornadoes this year? Again, it's me, Cameron. Thank you for the follow, buddy. If you're new on TikTok here, be sure to drop a follow. I go live. with breaking news events. We've reached over 10,000 likes. Much, much, much appreciated, guys. I really do appreciate it. Well, yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's a sad situation overall, especially with someone having a mental health crisis. Could he hurt someone? Yes. Is it possible? Yes, but we don't know that. Everyone reacts differently when they're having a mental health crisis, so that's why the precautions are being taken. Yes, it is in Clovis, New Mexico, right at the state border of Texas and New Mexico, yes. So we have no injuries right now. What we do know, a little recap, what we do know is that there was supposedly a male airman. It's been unconfirmed, but people on base is what's been telling me this is that there was a male airman who was at one of the medical hospitals, and he was there with a mental health crisis. He refused treatment, pulled out a gun, and shot it. No one was injured, but I think it was just maybe a shot in the air or something. And he took off. He ran. So they're currently trying to find him. That's all we know at this point. The military base publicly is saying something different than what people on base is telling me. Supposedly that's what's happened, though. No injuries. He made a threat he was going to unalive himself and took off. Now, if that's true, we don't know. This is the latest that we do have. Just I'm being fully transparent here. That's all that we have knowledge-wise right now. Is 16. I know the 27th is. The 27th is special operations. Is there? Cannon Air Force Base. Cannon Air Force Base. Well, Skate, that again, this is they are in active shooter protocol. They are in active shooter protocol. Going back 3 hours ago. Attention on base. Real world. Seek shelter immediately until further notice. Shelter in place. Real world lockdown. Cannon and Chavez residents are to shelter in place until further notice. We are currently conducting active shooter protocol. Both Cannon Air Force Base and Chavez housing residents are directed to stay sheltered in place until further notice. Security Forces is conducting clearing operations and searches across base. There are no known injuries at this time. We will continue to update here as new information becomes available. Security Forces, local law enforcement officials may appear in plain clothes. Security Forces will be knocking on doors and housing at the main base in Chavez as searches continue across base. You are not required to open the door, but if able, please respond verbally. All children in school-aged care, child development center, and youth center are accounted for and safe. That is what has been said by Cannon Air Force Base. Just like Fort Bliss, honey. Just like Fort Bliss. Fort Bliss has a ton of suicide rates. They are still on lockdown, yes. They are still on lockdown. Still on active lockdown. How's everyone doing tonight? Scorpio's asking in chat. Well, Carol, they claim they don't publicly, but people on base have seen the photo of them asking if they've seen this person. So, officially no, unofficially yes. Military's trying to cover it up. Military's trying to keep it all hush-hush. It's a typical thing for the military, let's be honest. My dad was Army and I was going Air Force, so I fully know this. Where, McBree, where do you see that at? Where do you see that at? Yeah, where do you see that at? Because we, don't have any confirmation about that. Yeah, we don't have any confirmation. Where did you see that at? Well, Times Now is also based out of India, so I mean, Randy, very easily, because I have sources there that are telling me things that the base is denying on social media. That's how I know. It's an easy way to spot a cover-up is when you have someone that's close to the investigation tell you information that they're changing for the social media posts. Very easy. Randy, I actually do. You're actually talking to some people in chat here that's actually there right now providing information. So, Randy, maybe you should double check your facts before you start saying fake information in my chat. Okay, buddy? And you're banned. Get out. Oh, BN2B, probably most likely not. Most likely not. That's why they're very careful with what they're saying. And they're gonna, because this makes them look bad. The last thing they want to do is look bad to the public. Cannon Air Force Base. Cannon Air Force Base. Aw, Scorpio. Don't be sad. So yeah, that's what we are working with right now. I don't know why people want to come in and try to say things that aren't true. I don't get it. I really don't get it. Paula, thank you for the gifted membership. The Forsaken Falcon has been gifted a membership by Paula. Thank you very much, Paula. Much, much, much appreciated. Much appreciated. Thank you. Love your channel. You're always on point. M Green, I try to be. Thank you. Holly, what's up, Holly? I saw you up there. KOAT. Let's see. I'm not seeing here where you see that on KOAT, though. There's no updates on KOAT, though. And KRQE is still, again, everything that I am saying is nothing's changed. Nothing has changed. Yeah, so those two, it's still an active event according to both of those sources that you stated. It's still an active event. Yeah. Nope. Whatever you claimed is not true there to whoever said it. KOAT and KRQE, they are not saying this event's over in any way, shape, or form. This is out of Cannon Air Force Base in Clovis, New Mexico. Paula, why am I on the list? The list? What list, Paula? What list? Again, thank you, Paula, for the gifted memberships and Preacher with your 5 gifted ones as well. Big Bird, yes. Rogue don't like Big Bird. Wiser, thank you for the follow. Yes, it is an active shooter protocol, guys. It's an active shooter protocol. It's a very active scene still. It's still a very active scene here. Ah. I have no idea. I don't know. I have no idea. Clovis, New Mexico, guys. Yeah, Becky, we were talking about that earlier. I had no idea that the Walmart burned down. Well, Paul, I'm glad you enjoyed the channel. Much appreciated. You're hearing helicopters? Let's take a peek and see what you could have helicopter-wise. There's an invalid transponder code over it right now at 4,000 feet. There's something there. I have no idea what it is, but it's there. It's going slow as well. 129 knots. There was one gunshot. Yes, there was a gunshot. There was a gunshot. Yes, there was a gunshot. No injuries at this time. There's been no injuries at this time. I've been live 2.5 hours, guys. I don't know how people can sit here and go live for 12 hours. I don't. Another alert, Jenna. Well, McBree, you have to take it as an active shooter threat, because if the active shooter protocol is enacted, you still have to take it as a serious active shooter threat. So, even if you think that there's no active shooter, you still have to take it as if there is one. You still have to take it as if it is active and real. And when you're dealing with someone in a mental health crisis, they have a gun, they're willing to unalive themselves. You don't know what they may do to someone else. And that's factual. Any mental health professional will agree with that statement fully. This is coming out of Cannon Air Force Base. Well, McBride, then you would understand if someone has already made a threat to unalive themselves, and they have a weapon, and they already fired at one time, that is a threat. That's an active threat. Well, then you would understand then this guy could go out, find someone who is unarmed and have no way to defend themselves and try to unalive them. You would know that then. It's a very, very critical point. If I said that I was going off the deep end, I didn't give a care in the world about anyone, and you handed me a firearm, and I fire it in the air, would you be like, okay, cool, whatever? Or would you be like, okay, this guy could possibly go out and kill someone? What would you think? You know, there's a lot of spouses that's on base. There's a lot of children on base. So, great question. What would you think? That'd be like giving a habitual drunk driver a beer, you know, a case of beer and keys and saying, oh, okay, whatever happens, happens. Would you not be scared for those other people on the road? This is in Clovis, New Mexico, guys. This is at Cannon Air Force Base. Cannon Air Force Base. This is real. Yes, and this is real. There is a suspect, McBride. Don't listen to that. Don't listen to that. Okay? Don't listen to that. They have a suspect. There's people on base right now who have seen his photo. They are having knocks on the door from security forces saying, have you seen this guy? They have a suspect. They're covering it up. They are covering it up. If you want to believe the fake news of that, feel free. But there's people in this chat who are on base right now who have seen the photo of him. The military is covering it up like they always do. I was a military brat. I know the cover-ups that happen. They have a suspect. They're claiming they don't because they don't want to cause panic. They have a suspect. They have a suspect. They would not be printing out his photo and sending a bolo out with what he looks like and showing a photo of him if they don't have a suspect. This is Cannon Air Force Base. Cannon Air Force Base. His photo is when they're going out door to door saying, have you seen this guy? They're not publishing his photo, but security forces have it and they're going door to door. No, you're wrong. No, you're wrong. You're wanting to sit in chat trying to call me out when you're 110% wrong. A 110% wrong. They are actively looking for this guy. If you want to sit there and go under some random website that claims to be a news site, well, the information you shared was wrong. It's not correct. It's fake news, and I don't want it in my chat. Don't post fake news in here. You also posted 2 other stations trying to call me out, and those stations denied what you claimed. You claim KOAT and KRQE claimed that this incident was done and over with, and it wasn't. Those stations do deny it. Those stations do deny. You're sitting over there claiming that this situation's all done, it's over with. You're wrong. You're absolutely wrong. She's blocked now. She is blocked. You know, she sat over there trying to say, check your sources. KOAT and KRQE said that this incident is completely done over with. Their update was an hour ago, and it just reported what I did 2 hours ago. No new information. And then she's trying to say, well, there's no suspect. It's a false alarm. No. 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 I don't understand why people, and here's the thing, I don't like fake news, I don't like misinformation, I hate people who lie. And if you're going to come in my chat, try to get my followers and my viewers to believe something that's not real, I'm going to call you out and snap on you like this, because that is completely uncalled for on so many levels. You're risking people's lives by telling, if someone was here like Jenna, who saw that and was not smart and saw someone comment saying, oh, it's over with, and they go outside, and all of a sudden this guy comes around the corner and tackles you and does whatever to you, you know? Yeah, exactly. And Holly goes, and then I will block you, right? You know, and then she sends me this, she tells me to go to this site, okay? It looks like this site was built in the early 2000s, you know, Eastern New Mexico News. I'm like, yeah, because I'm going to trust a website that is clearly still using powered by Google Translate in their header. Like, and it has so many pop-up ads. Like, yeah, definitely going to believe this, just like the Times Now out of India. Good old Clovis, right, Blank? That's what I said. We're always down in Clovis, I swear to God. It works sometimes, don't trust it. Like, I'm not understanding here. I really am not understanding this. Like, why? Why? Oh, thank you, Dot. Thank you, Dot. Cannon Air Force Base, guys. If you're new here, hit that follow button, tap your follow buttons. Honey goes, sorry, that makes me super upset, especially being on base. Right? Honey, so there were 2 C-130s above. They came from, one was Colorado and one I believe was like Tennessee or something like that. I don't see anything above Cannon right now. We have a C-130 over in New Zealand though. Interesting. But yeah, I don't know why that is. No people shot. No one been shot. Yeah, and don't believe that. That was a statement made an hour ago by the base public information officer. Don't believe it. They are looking for a suspect. That's why they're still in active lockdown. Don't believe what they are. Yeah, don't believe what they're saying. Yeah, don't believe that. Military's trying to cover it up like they always do. Cannon Air Force Base. Cannon Air Force Base. My dad was Army. I was super close to going into SecFo for Air Force. The amount of red tape that happens is absolutely insane. Oh yeah, Fort Bliss. Fort Bliss has a lot of mental health issues down there. So many people get messed up when they come back. I feel so bad. I know a lot of guys who are down at Fort Bliss. Exactly, Trippy, yes. Yeah, them making a public statement claiming that there is no suspect. I don't know why that captain did that. I do not know why that enlisted, or I'm sorry, why that officer, not enlisted, why that officer made that statement. I don't know why she did that. Do not know why she did that. Yeah, and at the end, we still have to wait for confirmation, because when you look at their post, it aligns to nothing what was said in their press release. Exactly, Becky. Yes. And they posted something on Facebook to try to get the media to, like, oh, it's whatever, you know. That's the get the good TikTokers over here. Features like get the good TikTokers over here. Live on YouTube, guys. If you want better viewing experience, click the YouTube link on my profile here on TikTok. Come on over and look at me on YouTube. Put me up on a big screen if you want. I'm okay with that. You know, the situation comes down is that the Air Force, they probably really don't want to say, yeah, it's actually happened. So they're kind of trying to get the media to be like, shy away, shy away. Correct, Davis. Yes, correct. Preacher, the Blues Girl's like, I miss you. So that's a big thing. I don't like it when people try to come over and try to say I'm wrong and stuff when I'm a journalist. I do this full time. This is my full-time job. It takes a lot for me to get something wrong. We fact check constantly. We look for updates constantly from accredited sources. So, yeah. Hello from Iceland. Hello, hello, hello. Again, if you guys are new here, hit the follow button. I do live breaking news updates, so be sure to hit that follow button. That way you guys can get the most up-to-date information always. I do breaking news, severe weather, tornado outbreaks, hurricanes, blizzards, all the likes. We also will be covering upcoming court cases such as Brian Koberger's, because we do have camera feeds available for that when it does go off. Kayla goes, that's my base. And Kalia, that's my base. Nick, thank you for the follow, buddy. Thank you. Yes, I have. Iceland, lots of earthquakes. You guys are thinking that volcano is going to be exploding here soon. Hello, Cadillac. Cannon Air Force Base in New Mexico, guys. Cannon Air Force Base in New Mexico. Thanks for keeping us updated on the world. Appreciate it. You're welcome, buddy. You're welcome. You're very, very, very welcome. Yeah, they are keeping it hush hush who this individual is. They're not releasing much information right now. They have not released a specific location, just that local law enforcement and security forces are currently searching. That's all we know, is that they are currently searching. That's all that we do know. Hello, Gina. Hello, Gina. Hello, Becca. Welcome. Thank you for tuning in, guys. Hit that follow button. So, giving probably one final recap here. What we do know is that there was a male. There was a male who was at the hospital, and supposedly what happened is that he was having a mental health crisis, made suicide ideations and threats of unaliving himself. He then supposedly fired a weapon, a handgun, and then took off. No one was injured during that. They're currently searching for him. The base has denied it, claiming that they have no suspects. But people on base have confirmed that they were shown a photo of the suspect by local law enforcement and military. There's no name, there's no other information. The base is trying to deny this. So I think it's going to be a while before we get an update here. Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Stuck up in the base for hours on end. But guys, what I'm going to do, I need to take a break here. I need to actually eat something. I haven't really eaten all day, and it's 11:30 at night. So guys, tap that follow button, tap the subscribe button. If you're on TikTok, hit the subscribe button on my YouTube. I do live breaking news and severe weather updates. Again, I am going to be taking a break here and ending the streams, but I wanted to get on and do this nearly 3 hour long broadcast to go over all of the information that I did have. So again, be sure to hit the follow button if you like my content here. Head on over to YouTube and to Discord, guys. I'll be in Discord answering questions as well. Again, thank you all so very much. Jenna, thank you. I just saw you now hit the follow button. Thank you very much for all the information, Jenna. And I appreciate all kind viewers I had in here tonight. I like kind viewers, not the trolls. But again, thank you very much, guys. Have